Good morning, big man. It's been a while since people have seen your face. How are you today? Really? Well, get yourself dressed. I'm taking you to West Hollywood Park. You're gonna play with your buddies. You wanna play with your buddies today? Go run amok and act like a weirdo? You got it. Days with Jordan the Lion and this guy begins now. There's Kat Von D's High Voltage. And there's that Jim Morrison hotel they say Jim used to stay at all the time. Looks like somebody had an accident with the sunscreen machine, which is a first. I've never seen a sunscreen machine. He's excited. There's the pool Olympics or whatever, pool aerobics. Well, the good news is the dog park's open today. Last time we came here, they had a bunch of tents on this section covering it all up, but it's open. He made a friend immediately.
Hi, honey.
They're having fun out here today. He's actually been running around quite a bit since we got here. He's full of energy. He's trying to get chased. Look at him. Trying to instigate. So the plan for the vlog today after Jog gets done playing is I'm going to take you guys to a business that's no longer there, but this was a real institution in Los Angeles. He was a shoemaker to the stars, and one of his claims to fame was that he made the very first pair of shoes for Mickey Mouse. Hi! This one's only 4 months old. It's a bit of a troublemaker. This is what the dog park has turned into. The look on his face. Does it feel good? So it looks like it's time for us to go. The cleaning people are here. He's not going to be happy about it. He's been having a blast today. So this sign's new. It says, "City declares all are welcome and fabulous." And I noticed that even the unicorns are mentioned in this one. All right, we're heading over to west part of, well, this is almost Beverly Hills. Almost. It's 3rd Street. This is actually the same area, just a few blocks away from where Rebecca Schaeffer was murdered. I don't know if it still is or not, but this building right here on the corner, that used to be owned by Neil Diamond. That used to be like the offices that ran all of his record label and all that stuff. That's kind of a cool mural. So today what I wanted to show you was Bottega di Fabrizio shoes. It's, like I said, it's no longer here anymore, but it was ran by a man named Pasquale di Fabrizio, and he was known as the shoemaker to the stars. Let's go over and I'll tell you a little bit about him and why he's so famous and who he made shoes for. So here's how I found out about this shoemaker. I was actually watching YouTube and just hadn't shut off whatever video I was watching, and when it rolled over to the next thing, it went over to a Lifestyles of Motley Crue video. And they showed Tommy Lee on the day that he's gonna marry, or maybe the day before he's gonna marry Heather Locklear, going in and getting clothes for his wedding. Now in that video, he ends up inside of Di Fabrizio's shoe store. These are custom made shoes, and he says, well, I needed some white shoes for my wedding, and DeFabrizio makes all of our shoes for Motley Crue, so I just figured, you know, he can make them and they'll be perfectly fit and snug and everything here because they're all, you know, basically customized. So of course, you know me, once I saw that Tommy Lee said Motley Crue got their shoes and their boots made from this guy, I said, you know, that tells me that he probably makes a lot of other people's stuff as well. And I fell down the rabbit hole and I couldn't believe all the people he had made shoes for. Check this out, right in between these two buildings, just in like an open space, they've got this little photo op kind of platform you can walk up and have yourself wearing butterfly wings. So for decades, Pasquale DeFabrizio was making shoes to the stars here. It started out with his first celebrity client being Dean Martin, who then brought his friend Frank Sinatra in, and the stars just kept coming. In fact, this place has a notable history for not only its shoes, but for some of the events that happened here. Like, they said that Warren Beatty and Annette Bening met here, that during one of Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger's feuds, they actually ran into each other here and patched things up. Some interesting street art, as well as that. Now, as I already teased you with, this store was famous for making the black shoes, the very first black shoes that Mickey Mouse wore. They made some of Michael Jackson's dance shoes. They made all the shoes for Rocky. In fact, he eventually quit selling shoes to the stars, even though he was starting his fee at $500 and above, and only started selling to movie studios because he said they actually paid their bills. A lot of times celebrities would come and get shoes and forget to pay their bills. He said he was still waiting for Sylvester Stallone and Mickey Rourke to pay a fee. He also was famous for making the shoes that alleviated the pain of Liz Taylor's bunions. He used to put lifts in Sylvester Stallone's shoes, and he made the shoes that Danny DeVito wore playing the Penguin in the Batman movie, so that he would have that crazy limp that he has in the movie. Now sadly, the store itself looks nothing like it did when DeFabrizio Shoes was here. In fact, I went in and talked to the people that are working in the business now, and they said that it was completely renovated, they said 16 or 18 months ago. So it looks nothing like what it did, but if you would have came here in the heyday from, gosh, the 50s to up until 2008, you would have seen black and white photos of all of his famous celebrity guests, including their names written on shoe boxes of different things that they were waiting to be picked up. Pretty sad that it's now gone. But when I came in here and mentioned, and just to make sure that this was the old shoe store, they didn't really seem to know much about it, but when I named the DeFabrizio, they said, well, then this was definitely it, because our landlady is named DeFabrizio, so they still own the property. Now their son also has a shoe store in town as well, that he repairs shoes and is a cobbler as well. Now some of their famous guests, just to name a few, would have been Robert De Niro, Jack Nicholson, Madonna, Sharon Stone, Gina Davis, Uma Thurman, Linda Carter, Bo Derek, Ronald Reagan, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tommy Lee, Kiss, Motley Crue, Danny DeVito, Richard Gere. Wow, Jane Fonda. Pretty amazing history. And DeFabrizio also famously made those boots that were made for walking, that were gonna walk all over you, that Nancy Sinatra wore in her nude Playboy shoot. And if you're curious to find out more about this famous shoemaker, this shoemaker to the stars, he actually wrote a book called The Soul of a Shoemaker. Pasquale DeFabrizio. Wow, take a look at that awesome house. I love that. That building right there, 8200 Wilshire, that used to be Death Row Records. Also where I met Suge Knight. Well, I figured even though the original shop isn't there anymore, no reason we couldn't come check out his son's. So check it out. Still working on shoes, and check out the famous walls. I was telling you, all the celebrity clients, they still have them. Frankie Avalon, Kurt Russell, Jeff Bridges. It's so cool to see a place like this still has some history left to it. Dick Clark, Lionel Richie. And like I said, there's autographed picture of Frank Sinatra and the man who brought everybody here to begin with, Dean Martin, the Beatles. Look at that. And then take a look at this wall. You can see Liza Minnelli, a very young Liza Minnelli up there. Burt Reynolds. Wow. Sonny and Cher, Robin Williams. James Edward Olmos. Whoopi Goldberg, Warren Beatty, Wayne Newton. Look at the very top. Carol Burnett, Michael Douglas. Now I believe that's Renee. I believe that was Celine Dion's husband. And there's Celine Dion. Victoria Principal and Chris Christopherson. There's Ed O'Neill, also known as Al Bundy. And then look at the very top, Richard Pryor. That's really, really cool. Richard Pryor shoes. And then take a look at all the walls. There's various articles about their history and their business. Here's one that the LA Times did. In fact, one of the articles I was reading, he was making exact replicas of Bozo shoes at the time. And if you ever need your shoes repaired, this is the place to do it. It was very nice of them to let us show their business and show some of the pictures on the wall, and we're out of here. I'm so glad to see there's like a little bit of the history still left, you know. Up until a couple of days ago, I didn't even know this place existed. I didn't even know about this man. And now to read about all the impact that he made on pop culture over the years, and to find out that the family business continues on, that they still have some of those photos, pretty cool. You should come and check it out if you're in town. There's Ja. So a lot of times when I'm out filming the vlogs, I'll just turn YouTube on and let it play for Ja while I'm gone. And when I came home, there was a video on with this place in it, and he kept staring at me, and I said, I'll bet you anything by the time, next time we go there or go outside, he's gonna wanna come here. And sure enough, he's dragging me here. It's like a magnet. Go say hi to your friends. I'm gonna get you a treat while you're hanging out, okay?
Aww.
He's waiting patiently. He's hanging out with his big brother.
Yeah, right? I'm asking for it.
Well, that was literally almost the last time that we ever went in there, because the last 3 times I've went into Tail Waggers, they have completely ignored Ja, so that's why you haven't seen him on the videos in a long time. And I said, I'll give it one more chance because I know he wants it. And sure enough, the whole time we were in there, they ignored him again. And then just as we were about to walk out, I was sitting there thinking, I'm gonna go film and say that we're never coming here again. And then somebody goes, did he get a treat? I go, no, he hasn't actually gotten a treat the last couple of times he came here, so I just thought you guys weren't doing it anymore. And somebody finally came around and like gave him something. I don't know what's going on in this place, but it is definitely not the same attitude it used to be. It used to be really nice and awesome to come to, and he used to love it. And he stood there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, and they barely acknowledged him at all, so bummer. Yeah, real bummer, because it used to be your favorite place. We used to love going there. I did spend $8 getting him this treat, but I think that's probably the last treat we'll get him there. Well, he's definitely happy with what I bought him. That's really all that matters. Well, I think we're gonna call it a day. I have a ton of shout outs since I got a few days ahead on videos in Las Vegas. It gave me a chance to come home and have 2 or 3 days off to charge my battery, but now I gotta thank some Patreons. We lost some, but we gained some, so here we go. Big thank you to Dodie Kane, Jane Sackman, Kevin Brown, Sharon Omarosa, Daryl Wyman, Joe Herman, and Tracy Connolly. Thank you all for becoming Patreons. Thank you all for supporting this channel. We have a lot of big things coming up in the future. You won't want to miss it. Thank you all for watching every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, and goodbye.